Hello everybody and welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video. I have got some lithops here and I ordered them online from Amazon, and for every order that you did, you got these little baby lithops. And so what I did is I actually bought lithop seeds, and I also bought the soil that goes with that. So they sent me several little baby lithops, more than I thought I would get, and they're all super adorable and cute, and they came packaged like this, which is a bare root packaging, which is pretty common for these guys. So I wanted to go ahead and get them all unrolled and check them out to make sure that they looked good. These little things over here are what I'm going to plant my little seeds in, and this is what they actually sent the seeds in. And so they're teeny tiny little seeds that you see there. I mean, they were super hard to get the camera to pick up. So each one of those contained about 25 seeds, or I believe exactly 25 seeds of lithops, and I got them from Micro Landscape Designs on Amazon. I'll put the link below. And then I decided to get some little jars to do my planting in, and also to plant those little baby lithops because they've got some time to grow into where they'll need bigger ones. So I got this set on Amazon, and I'll put it down below. I thought they were super adorable, and they're all different, which I like, and that way too, if you're tracking these, which is what I'm going to end up doing, so I'll take a look at that video that I'm going to post here in a little bit. And this way you can know. The big thing with these is that they have the hole in the bottom, which is pretty important. I also went ahead and got some planting tools because I don't really have anything. So this would work for a broad spectrum of plants. So if you're really into planting, I recommend this little set. I really like the little bottle that has the pointer there, and it's worked really well for watering these guys. Some scissors if you had a bonsai or some little tree there. This little brush, which works great for getting those fine granules out between the little lithop seeds. And then that scoop, I love that scoop. It's been so helpful, especially with those tiny little pots. So there's a lot of stuff that comes in this kit. Maybe all of it I'm not going to use, but it was pretty cheap to just go ahead and get it. And then this is the soil that I got from Micro Landscape Designs. It's the soil that they use for their lithops, and I figured if I'm going to try and grow them, I might as well use the soil that the ones that they're actually growing seems to be working in. So it's a very well draining soil. So this is how we actually go ahead and set up doing our lithop planting. And what you're going to do is take the little cotton ball that they send this all with you in the little kit. And in the future, if I were going to continue to plant my lithops this way, I would make that cotton ball a lot thinner, because then you could just pick up the cotton ball and transplant it into the pot that you're going to grow it in. Whereas with it being so thick like I have it here, you can't really do that. And so I ended up having to pick individually each of them out, which I think made me lose several of my lithops that were doing fine, as well as some that I was like, I'm not sure if it's actually doing it or not. So the big thing that you want to do is wet your toothpick, get that in there, and then go ahead and just stick it in the tube and individually pull them out. You try and space them out as best as you can so that you're not putting them one on top of the other. But overall, it's not a very difficult process, and I think that it worked pretty well. Again, I would probably make that cotton a little bit smaller or thinner, just so that you could pick the whole thing up and transfer it to your pot whenever you're ready to do that, rather than having to pick them up individually and worry that you're damaging some of them. After that, you do want to put the lid on there because they need high moisture at the very beginning of their growing. So the other thing these little pots came with is a little thing to put down in the bottom to help it not lose your soil. The one thing I will say about that is because this soil is so fine, I still have lost some soil through the bottom of it. So maybe even using something like cheesecloth would be good if you have that laying around at home. But since mine are already planted up, this is what I'm using. As you can see, some of it came out right there at the bottom. So then I went through and just picked out the lithops that I wanted to plant. I decided, because I had so many, I wanted to do at least 2 jars of lithops, and it had said that you didn't want to fill it up super high, but then I felt like they were way too low, so I filled it up. And I would recommend filling your soil all the way to the top, because the other thing I have found is over time it seems to have settled some, and so it's shrunk a little bit more. And you don't want your lithops, which need sunlight, to be shaded by their own pot. So that is something that I would definitely recommend doing. And sorry if you hear my cat in the background, she is doing some playing here. But basically doing exactly the same thing here in this next pot. And I filled this one up a little bit higher than the other one, and then just putting those little baby lithops in there. You don't water them right away according to the directions that they sent me, and my soil was actually a little bit damp. I guess there had been some condensation, so I didn't really feel like it needed to be watered right away. So the last thing that I want to show you here is my little baby lithops that have been planted now for a little over a month, and they seem to be doing well in their little plant pots, and you can see that they have settled some, like I was talking about. Some of that soil has gone down from where it was. And then this is the little seedling lithops that I've grown. I've transplanted them from their little container after about 3 weeks into these pots, and I have about 12 growing in the big one, and then between the other two, 18. So the other pot was a lot better at growing. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you want any more info about my lithops, comments below, go for it. And I hope you'll also check out my planting page that I did in my bullet journal. Have a great day, and don't forget to like and subscribe.